Modern business operates as a biological organism. It breathes, it consumes, and it requires a constant, massive caloric intake just to stay alive. The skeleton of this organism is fixed capital. These are the long-term, permanent assets, the concrete floors, the heavy manufacturing equipment, and the land itself. Once purchased, they form the physical structure of the enterprise. But bones don't move without blood. That is working capital. It is the lifeblood required for daily survival, funding raw materials, keeping the lights on, and making payroll to keep the factory floor moving. Massive fixed capital is useless if the blood stops pumping. A body with the strongest bones on Earth will still die if the flow of working capital is cut off. Cash flows in a continuous loop, the working capital cycle. You buy materials, sell inventory, and collect payments. But time dictates survival. Unsold products trap cash in inventory. Delayed client payments trap cash in accounts receivable. Money needed for rent is stuck in limbo. For micro, small, and medium enterprises, a delay of even a few weeks can be lethal. Because these businesses are massive drivers of employment, governments build safety nets to keep this loop lubricated before the pressure snaps the system. In India, the CGTMSE serves this purpose. If a small business needs emergency cash but lacks heavy assets to pledge, this government trust acts as a guarantor. It gives banks the confidence to inject collateral-free credit directly into the enterprise. Government backing can mask minor delays, but it cannot fix a broken loop. The entire business ecosystem is inherently fragile, dependent on the uninterrupted velocity of cash. Then the cycle breaks. A major client defaults. Unsold goods pile up. Suppliers demand immediate cash. The loop freezes. When accumulated losses exceed net worth, a company reaches the threshold of industrial sickness. This stems from internal mismanagement or external shocks. Initially, in the incipient stage, net worth survives. If untreated, it degrades into actual sickness, where the company's financial value hits zero. Industrial sickness marks the point where an entity can no longer survive on its own. It requires a brutal external intervention to decide its fate. Now, the paralyzed company has reached a crossroads. It will either be forcefully resurrected or dismantled for parts. If you're finding this breakdown of financial mechanics useful, take a second to subscribe, hit the like button, and share the video. It helps us keep dissecting how the economy actually works. The founders have lost their control. The fate of their frozen empire now rests entirely in the hands of a rigid legal tribunal. Creditors approach the National Company Law Tribunal, triggering a moratorium. This legal shield blocks lawsuits and asset seizures, but the shield has a timer. Under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, the tribunal has a strict 180 to 330-day window to solve the crisis. The original board is ousted. Insolvency professionals arrive to take forceful control of daily operations, suspending the founder's authority to manage the company's affairs. Simultaneously, registered valuers sweep the facility. Their only job is to calculate the cold mathematical worth of the dying empire. They weigh two outcomes: the going concern value, what the business is worth if it keeps generating cash, versus the liquidation value, its worth as a pile of scrap and raw materials. This valuation is the ultimate diagnostic test. It proves whether the business is worth more alive than dead. Based on that report, the Committee of Creditors casts a final vote on the company's survival. In a resolution, a new investor buys the debt and injects fresh capital, restarting the working capital cycle. The company begins a new life cycle. If no buyer emerges, the tribunal orders liquidation. The gates are locked, the business is chopped up, and proceeds go to the creditors. When an enterprise is dismantled, its land, patents, and machinery are sold at a discount, often to healthier competitors. Bankruptcy functions as the economy's vital recycling mechanism. It aggressively clears away dead weight, harvesting capital from zombie corporations so it can flow directly into the hands of the next generation of builders.